Sketch the graph of f of x equals -3 times 1.5 to the x plus 4. State the y-intercept and asymptote. All right, so if we just sort of analyze this function first, just sort of look at it, we have an exponential function. I see that 1.5 to the x. All right, so if I look at that first, that 1.5 to the x, and that's an increasing exponential function. All right, so immediately my first thought is, right, from the base function, it's going to look just like that, right? There's the 1.5 to the x. Okay, but now wait, I'm multiplying that by -3. So that's a scale factor. I'm stretching the curve, but the negative also tells us, remember, that tells us we're going to flip that around vertically, flip it about the x-axis. So now, roughly, just roughly, I'm going to have a curve that does something like this. And then finally, add 4. So that, adding 4, that's a vertical translation, a vertical shift. That's going to take the entire curve and move it up 4 units. So I'm going to take that entire curve and move it up 4 units. So my new asymptote is going to be up there at y equals 4, and I'm going to get some curve, some exponential curve from there. So that's my rough idea, my analysis. Now, if we want an actual curve from this, well, we know we can start with the asymptote, the horizontal asymptote at y equals 4. So let's go ahead and put that in. So the asymptote is at y equals 4. We need to find the y-intercept, so let's find a y-intercept. F of 0 would be -3 times 1.5 to the 0 plus 4. 1.5 to the 0 is 1. So we have -3 times 1 plus 4. Following the order of operations, that would be 1. F of 0 equals 1. So I know the y-intercept is the point 0, 1. All right, so I now, following my analysis, I know I'm going to have an exponential looking curve. I know it's asymptotic to y equals 4, and I know it's going to have the y-intercept is 0, 1. Let's find some other point on the curve. And so what I'll do is I'll just evaluate, how about f of 1? Let me just move one space to the right. F of 1 would be -3 by 1.5 to the first plus 4. 1.5 to the first is 1.5. So -3 times 1.5 plus 4. That's -4.5 plus 4. That's -0.5. And so I now also have the point 1, -0.5. And I'm just using a scale of 1s on each axis. And so now I know the basic shape, and I've got a couple of good guide points. And so I'll just go ahead and draw in the rest of the curve. And it looks, it's tough for me to draw this on my tablet, but it does something like this. But we have those 2 good guide points along with the asymptote. All right, so again, this is how I would recommend sketching a curve like this. First, analyze it, getting a rough idea of what the curve will look like, and then find a couple of guide points and draw in the asymptote.